After all the waiting, all the leaks, all the specs, even that really early CAD render of what we thought at the time to be a OnePlus Lite, now we have the official device renders leaked online by the ever reliable EV Leaks, giving us our first real look at the entire device. The OnePlus Nord, OnePlus's new mid-range phone in all its glory here, and we have the entire thing to look at. So first, before we get into that, actually this clears up a lot of the confusion about the chipset. So when it was discovered that the Lite version would be a mid-range phone, definitely thought that they would be using the mid-range Snapdragon 765G chipset, which has gone into most mid-range phones this year. The G stands for gaming, but really what it means is that it's a slightly more powerful version than the non-G. It happened last year with the 730 and 730G. Anyway, on Amazon, it looks like it's confirmed that OnePlus are actually using the 765G chipset. Now we get onto those leaked renders, and these are not based on any leaked CAD information. These are official marketing renders that OnePlus will use, and they have been leaked by EV Leaks. So one thing I noticed is that different from the original CADs that we got from OnLeaks is that the camera array isn't the same shape. It's not a squared off oblong shape. It really just is more of a very standard normal quad camera arrangement. And actually it reminds me a lot of Realme camera arrays. It's quite elongated, but it's very rounded off at the top and bottom edges. It looks really very similar to something like you'd see on the Realme X50 Pro or the X50 or a bunch of other phones from them. That's kind of disappointing for me. I was hoping for that squared off with a slightly wider camera array. I thought it was quite unique. I've not really seen that too many times before. But anyway, this confirms it's going to be very similar to a Realme camera array in terms of design. It will come with a clear jelly case, as we see by the render. So that's different to the molded cases you get with the Pro versions or the flagship versions. We also get a look at the grey colour that we've seen hinted at a couple of times in other promo materials from OnePlus. And I said before it reminded me of the S20 Ultra, and that just confirms it even more. It looks really similar overall. And moving to the bottom, we can see the SIM card tray is in the bottom, USB-C charging, single firing bottom speaker down there as well. Also, when it comes to the screen, it does look like it's using a cheaper style of screen manufacture process, actually putting the screen on top of the chassis. And so you do get a little bump between the screen and the chassis. Flagship phones don't have that. It sits flush with the chassis. It's a lot more expensive to actually manufacture the phone like that. This is a mid-range phone trying to keep the prices down, so it's kind of understandable. So OnePlus have gone all out with the marketing of this phone. New beginnings, a new type of phone, crazy. And for them as a business, for them as people, as the Kolpay and Pete Lau, then yeah, I guess it's important for them. But if we just take this objectively, look at this device, which is the thing that you're actually going to use, it really doesn't look that different to 100 other mid-range phones that are currently out on the market. Where this phone does really stand out for me though, in comparison to other mid-rangers, is really two things. First is Oxygen OS, which I just personally quite like as a skin. I think it just works well. I just like using it. And the second thing, the biggest thing for me, is AMOLED 90Hz refresh rate screen. Whilst the actual specs of the device are pretty comparable to other phones, that 90Hz refresh rate with Oxygen OS may just be the pretty much main reason why this phone may be successful. And of course, even more important is the price, because with a mid-range phone, it is all about the price. And if it's competitive with that screen and Oxygen OS, it could actually live up to the hype and actually just be a great, affordable mid-range phone that gives you a great experience with that screen. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Subscribe down there if you liked it. That's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.